What's up, y'all? It's Coach Justin. We're here again at the Sit Down Podcast. I haven't been here in a long time, so this is a special one that we bringing back up. I've been knowing this young lady for a little while now. I actually met filming another podcast, and one of the things that stood out to me was that she was on time. And I was just like, I thanked her for that because that's so rare, especially dealing with artists. I think you might have been the only artist that day.
Yeah.
But today we have with us the lovely Shekinah. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm excited to be here, really.
Richmond, California.
Hello.
Do you have a Twitter?
I do.
You do? I don't think we follow each other on Twitter.
I don't think so.
Okay, because I've been having like this ongoing beef with Richmond on Twitter, man.
You've been having a beef with Richmond since I met you.
I know, but see, that's the funny part. They don't know that though, right? So one day I had made like a joke on Twitter about Richmond, and I started getting attacked. It got real. I started getting phone calls, and of course I'm just joking. But I love my Richmond people, man. I got family in Richmond. But so obviously we're back on the sit down. So this is talking about life stories and things like that. First interview of 2024. So I'm excited. I haven't done a sit down in a very long time.
Cool. Let's get it there.
So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about young Shekinah. Where you from? Well, we know Richmond. Where you grew up, how it was for you growing up, and then we'll just go from there.
Well, I grew up in a church. My dad was a pastor. We had a
really?
Yeah, we had a church on 2nd McDonald, right across from the Mission, and that's where I spent every day of my life. That was my after school program. For real. Being
like, is it called like a preacher's kid, a pastor's kid? What's it called?
PK.
Was that like a lot of pressure on you growing up?
I'm not gonna lie, looking back, I think I liked it. I liked the attention a little bit. I think I liked being like the kind of role model per se. Like I was already role model in my household. Like I'm the oldest, so I had to be the kind of stand up person. I just brought that into that. It was just kind of cool having everybody look at me like, oh, that's the pastor's daughter. Like, I don't know.
How many other siblings do you have?
I have one biological, and I have three or four other brothers.
And you're the oldest. Mm-hmm. Were you a little jealous when your little brother came?
No, I wanted a sibling.
Okay.
I definitely did.
What's the age gap between you guys?
About 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Are you guys close?
We are. We could be closer, but we are.
Were you guys closer back in the day?
Yeah.
Did y'all fight a lot?
We wrestled a lot, and then he got too big for that. Did it get serious? No.
Okay, just play fight.
Yeah, we play fight a lot. Okay, they always told me like, he gonna be bigger than you. I'm like, no, he's not. Yeah, definitely.
That's funny. So obviously growing up in church, we know what the black church looks like. At least I do. I feel like I grew up in church as well. Probably not as long as you and not as deep.
Yeah.
But just you had to go to church and all these little different things. So where did you find your love for music? I'm assuming probably early as church.
Yeah.
What about in the household? Did mom and dad like play music around the house?
They did, and it wasn't just gospel music. Not at all. So Aretha
you guys weren't. What about like secular music? Like I'm trying to think. I don't want to ask how old you are, but I'm trying to. We're close in age, I'm sure. Not too far.
Kind of.
All right. So. Like, what kind of artists were you hearing? You said Aretha. Who else? Like, what kind of artists were you hearing?
My mom really had a love for Big Daddy Kane.
Okay, hip hop.
And DMX. Tough.
Okay.
So, like, as much as we was in the church, like, it didn't make us less in the church because we was listening to it, but, like, I definitely got well-rounded.
That's what's up. Some people as PKs, like, straight gospel music, no secular.
Yeah,
none of that devil music in the house. That's good.
My parents, I feel like especially my dad, wanted to make sure that, like, we knew both sides. Like, don't be so in a church where you don't know, like, the real outside of here, because the world is not like that.
That's true.
But at the same time, just keep your in the world, not of the world. That's all my dad told me growing up.
I like that.
You could be in it, but you ain't gotta be
consumed
to be in it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like that.
So we knew both.
And then how about school for you? How was school for you growing up? Were you like popular in school? Were you shy? Were you quiet?
Let my mama tell it. She had an issue. She always thought it was gonna be a problem with me, like socially. As far as like school, I was good. I kind of felt the same way. It wasn't until like I got into high school, really, for me. I had a lot of friends in middle school, but I feel like high school is where I made my own. Like, all right, the shit kind of shifted. My focus kind of shifted.
To what though? Would you say you were like one of the popular girls or more reserved, kind of laid back?
I was popular, but it was like I had groups. I was the friend that had like a group in every clique.
Gotcha.
So like none of my friends could hang out,
gotcha.
But I would be able to go out to like 10 different groups.
Gotcha.
So I was popular. It just like I kept to myself at the same time. I wasn't really in everybody's face for real.
So let's say early high school, middle school, elementary school. Did you have the dream of doing music?
Oh, for sure. I've always wanted to do music. Always.
What would your parents say when you would tell them that? Or did you?
That I did. It was like, to them, it was a hobby. Basketball was seen as like a getaway. All my cousins played sports. Sports was that was the main focus in my family. You had to do sports to get out. So anything else was like kind of like a...
So
they entertained it, but...
So you did play basketball too?
Yeah, I did.
And did you like it?
It was cool. It was cool until my dad noticed I had a liking to it. He definitely... got too excited about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this no more. It's not fun no more.
Did you sing in a church too as well?
Mm-hmm. Okay. For sure. I was definitely in the choir.
And then,
that was cool.
You think that set you, because before we got on camera, we talked about you just had a show recently. Do you think being in front of the church crowd kind of helped you get used to being on stage being in front of people? For
sure. They always had me. I was doing plays in the church. Wow. It was in choir. So like and my parents, I feel like I've always been on stage. They had me in ballet when I was younger. I think they had me like doing modeling before then. But like, yeah, I've always been like in front of a stage or in front of people. My mom used to have me reciting poems in church or the Lord's Prayer. I remember doing that. So like, I've always been in front of people, for sure.
Did they like, and I don't want to say force you to, but was it like their idea, or is it something you would like volunteer for, a little bit of both, or what? Because you seem like, to me, you have that personality. Like,
yeah,
I think I told you that when we met too. It's like you have that strong like performers type. I don't. I'm the complete opposite. I like to play the back. I'm hella like, I have to like give myself a whoosah, like 1, 2, 3 moment before I turn these cameras on.
I feel like, I mean, I don't have any kids, but I feel like as a parent, my parents probably saw me like liking something and just like kind of entertained it and just, nurtured it. Like, 'cause I don't think it was ever forced, because I always wanted to do it. I remember definitely when it came to like remembering them poems, I'm like, I don't want to remember this. Can I just like sing? Can we do the plays again? That was fun. I don't want to remember nothing. But at the same time, I'm thankful for all of it, because all of it helped me and do what I do now. So,
how early do you remember being told that you could sing, or what was it? What came first, singing or rapping? Because you do both.
Singing, for sure. I did when I was rapping. I did that as I felt like my singing, my little videos I was doing where I was covering songs wasn't hitting. So I seen somebody was doing a rap challenge, and I just like, I'm a writer first, so I did it. And I feel like that's where a lot of my buzz and a lot of my traction on my page came from me rapping. So I was like, okay, this what y'all like? Bet. This is what I'm gonna give to y'all. But I sing too. So y'all gonna get both.
What would you, if you had to pick one, it would be singing, or it would be rapping?
I do both.
Okay.
I don't even want to. Okay. I'm forcing myself to stop putting myself like, I'm a singer and I just like to rap. Nah.
Artist.
I'm forcing myself to just
I respect both. That. That's what's up. Do you, just before we get past that, did you get frustrated at all at the fact that like because I'm somebody the same way, right? Like when I started my podcast, it wasn't this. It was, I was a basketball coach. So I wanted to do like my very first episode looks completely different. It's like 15 minutes long. It has like video of me training and then one of the guys that was in the training set, basketball training, he's in the session with me. I'm also interviewing him. So I'm taking clips from the training session and clips from the interview and intertwining them as they make sense throughout. But I'm also mic'd up in the training. It was actually dope, but it's just so hard getting people. Yeah. That's why I just started a podcast by myself. You know what I mean? Because it's hella hard to get everybody on the same schedule. Yeah. You see how hard it was for us to get this. Yeah. You feel me? So that's why I asked, like, I feel like being an artist or let's just say a creative, right? Because like you said, you're a writer, you do all of the above. So you have to learn how to adapt and kind of make changes to your craft, but still stay true to the craft. So that's why I asked, like, when it came to, damn, I'm getting all this attention from rapping, but I really came to y'all as a singer. But you know what? Okay, this is what y'all like. I'm gonna kind of, but we're not still losing your essence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you asking me how I was able to do that?
Yeah, just how did you feel in that moment when you had to make that decision of?
I thought it was cool, because I mean, like, either way, like, because it was like I was still getting attention for me singing. I just wasn't getting. I need everybody to like. I need more. Right. Because I feel like what is it gonna take for me to get some type of attention, or like I need some type of buzz. This what y'all like? Okay, I'm gonna give that to y'all. And then I remember I did a challenge where, it was like a rap challenge, but I sung on it. Oh wow. So like the beat made you want to rap, but it was like I just did kind of like I I did. It was like just more a fast tempo. I was still singing, but it was kind of like it kind of sounded like I was rapping, but I was singing. So I just did both. I'm like, y'all gonna feel both.
Right.
I'm gonna push both.
At the end of the day, it's really about what you're saying. How it comes out is kind of
delivery.
Right, and especially when you're a writer, because I'm somebody. I write, but in a different. I don't write music. You know, what I mean? I do a bunch of different other writing, but I'm a word guy, so I'm like very particular with the words I use. I speak my words for a reason. Yeah, and it's like I love symbolism. I love metaphors. I love speaking over people's head. You know what I mean? Like I get it's weird,
want you to
but
go back and like, hold on, what she just?
I think that might be why I'm single actually, because I get a kick out of talking over people's heads, and it's not like because I want to feel superior or anything. It's just, damn, I could think of something that in my head is to come out so simple, but it's so hard for people to grasp. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
And that's why I like music. And I'm more of an R&B guy. We talked about that last time. But I'm not the mainstream R&B. I like a lot of the underground people to where I could, a lot of writers where I could really listen to what they're saying and I can relate to and things like that. So, yeah, that's dope, man. So let's go back to high school a little bit. We kind of got off on a tangent, but how old were you when you actually said, I want to do music. I want to this is something I want to pursue as a career?
I recorded my first song at 16.
Okay. At that moment, did you say this? I want to be an artist?
That confirmed it for me. I wanted to do it beforehand, but putting them headphones on, I remember that night, putting them headphones on and hearing myself just it felt like everything I had did up until that point, I was actually like, okay, I found it. I found what I'm supposed to do for real. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was
Were you writing a lot beforehand?
Yeah, for sure. I was doing poetry before I did music. So, for sure. I definitely was writing. But it, like I said, putting them headphones on, it seemed like every artist I didn't watched up until that point, I felt like them. Like, I was like, okay, this is real. I could do this. It's not that, I felt like music was like so, not even hard, but I didn't think it was like possible. I didn't think it was so as attainable. It's
kind of far-fetched.
Yeah, I didn't think that was so like, oh, I can do this too. I'm just watching these people on stage perform on this TV. Right. I didn't think that was something I could actually do. Putting them headphones on showed me I could.
How did that come about? How did you finally end up in the studio? How did you find yourself in the studio one day?
I had one of my cousin's friends, actually. He was doing music. And I had it was her friend, so I didn't really want to ask him, can I come with him? But I was just like, you feel me? I think we all went. And I was like, okay, it's not that far from my house. So I one day I hit him. I was like, what's dude, like, what's his, can I get his Instagram or like name, whatever, so I can contact him myself. So I'm not going through nobody. I've always wanted to do, I'm very independent. I always like to do stuff on my own. I don't like really asking nobody. Like me asking was just asking for his number. I ain't gonna ask you to hit him myself. I'm gonna do it myself. So yeah, I tapped in with him, got in the studio, and that was, like I said, that was that day.
Looking back on the song, how do you think about it now?
That song is trash.
I feel like that's trash. I feel like every artist says that.
But when I look back at the music I was making, when I was like, for me, I started making music 16. So 16 to 18, when I listened back at them songs, my pen game was crazy. Like, yeah, like for me, the delivery wasn't there. I was starting out, but what I had to say, I had something to say for sure.
Would you categorize yourself? And again, I know we don't like to do boxes, but would you categorize yourself as somebody who is like, your music is like an expression of what you're going through in that moment, or do you write from like an imaginative perspective, or like how would you classify it?
I feel like it's changed over time. Like at first, when I first did it, it was like how I either felt at that moment, what the beat made me feel, like what it brought up from my past, or just, yeah, like I said, what it made me feel, like what this song could be about. So like all of it's really like, I don't know. Now I just kind of I try not to make songs where it's just so, I find that making songs that's too personal don't really like reach.
You think so?
Honestly, because I feel like it can get personal because obviously someone can relate to it, but to a certain like point, it's like, okay, like I don't feel that. Like I just want to keep it, I want you to know me, but I want to still keep it simple where everybody, we're both, not just a female could listen to this and hear and feel it. A dude could listen to this too. Like I try not to make it too, too specific. Yeah, specific. That's the word.
I don't know. That's interesting to me. I don't think I've heard many artists say that. Only because I get that you want to, keep it almost as two separate entities. But I'm a man, obviously, and most of my playlists on they're women. They're bashing men for real, but it's like it's not. Because it's not the, I don't know, maybe it's because of me, the type of consumer I am of music. Like, I'm not too caught up on the word. I am, but it's more so the feeling. So it's like, it's not specifically what you saying of, oh, he did this, he did that, fuck her, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can feel that without personalizing it within myself, but still relate to it, if that makes sense.
I get that. What? Me being a writer, me also being a listener, I listen to what I write. Like, I listen to people that make music like me.
Right.
So when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to what they're saying.
Right.
Every word.
Right.
So when I'm writing my music, I'm writing for I write for me. I write for people like me that are actually going to listen and decipher what I'm actually saying. Like what okay, like I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
I
get what you're saying. You're almost writing to yourself, like as if you aren't you.
Yeah.
Right.
I listen to my music like it's not me.
Right. That's
literally
dope, though. That's dope.
So I write like it's not I write like it's not me writing it.
How did you learn how to write a song? This is just practice? Or do you write it because I don't know how to write a song. I mean, obviously I know how to rhyme. I know how to, I know words, but it's like there's structure that goes in, writing.
There is. I feel like I just did it naturally. Like I didn't know what a hook was. I didn't know what a chorus was, or how to formulate a verse, or even how to count bars. I just do it naturally. I write hooks. I didn't know it was a hook. I'm just writing something that, okay, I know that I can say this more than one time. I don't know that's what a hook means. Gotcha. I'm writing a chorus that, like, okay, this is a little different than a hook, but I can still say this here. I think that's really called a bridge. I don't know that it's called that. Right, I'm just doing it.
Right.
Like, I don't know 12 bars, 14, 16. Right. I'm just doing it.
Would you ever, do you aspire to ever go and learn the technical way of writing music? Or I
wanted to. I actually went to school for it. When I was going to, I went to LMC.
Okay.
And I was trying to take some engineering classes. And I was not learning what I thought I was like. I wasn't learning that. So I'm like, yeah, y'all are teaching me how to, like, properly rap chords. And y'all teaching me how to do stuff that, like, people would be doing for me. I'm not gonna need to know how to do that. Yeah. Now, if it comes to the engineering, I would like to know how to do this kind of stuff.
Right.
Because I don't want to know how to do lights and
right.
No.
Right. I only asked that because, like, I didn't go to school for any of this either, and I think it would be a waste of time for me to go back and try to learn the technical way.
I just learn it.
I just adjust the camera so the shit look right.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And then it's like I always call it YouTube University. I feel like you can really learn anything.
Literally, quite literally. I was doing all that on YouTube. All my beats that I was writing to was for sure YouTube. Before I even knew that you could buy a beat.
How did your parents react when you said to them, "Hey, I want to pursue a music career"? Because that's what you want to do, right? You want to become a full-time artist. Right? Okay.
I don't think they took it seriously until, like, I feel like they gonna support whatever I do. My parents gonna stand behind me for sure.
Right.
But I don't think it took my mom. It took me having to film a video in her house for her to actually see the behind the scenes. Like, this is not when I'm telling you I'm going to the studio, I'm not playing in there. I'm not just smoking my life away. Like, nah, I'm really working. I really do this for real. Like, it taking, and the fact that it's just me. Yeah, you helped me with this video, but if you didn't, like, outside of this video, that anything I've ever done prior to this, I've done by myself. Right. So you see that the work that you're watching me do, I do on my own every other day.
Right.
So I feel like that made her
appreciate it.
Yeah. And then my dad, I feel like my dad, it's not that he was more supportive than my mom. It was both of them were on the same frequency. My dad just kind of, I feel like it took him the same way. I shot a video at his house. He wasn't there, like, to witness it, but actually listening to my songs and listening to it from a perspective of not being my parent, it took him to actually, like, listen to my music to rock with me. My mom, she had to really see it. Like, I'm like, yeah, I don't think you really listening to my music for real. Like, it's like outside of just, I'm not your daughter. Just listen to it.
Right.
I'm not your daughter right now. For these 3 minutes of this song, I'm not your daughter. Just listen. How you listen to all these other songs on the radio. Just listen. And for me, you actually see the talent. I'm not bullshitting.
Right.
That's what I do for real.
That's dope. How do you feel about being another creative, I know this is a conversation on social media a lot when it comes to like the support of like your close circle or your village or whatever you want to call them. How do you feel about that? Do you care? Do you not care? Do you hold it?
I stopped expecting that shit for real. I'm not gonna lie, because at first it was like, because it went from, okay, I feel like you know me, or you like, because you know me, you should be supporting me, and then it was like, okay, but I got this person who like, I call you my sister. I feel like you should be supporting me more than them. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't expect nothing from none of y'all, because it's people that I don't even know listen to my music that will repost me if I just ask on my story for y'all to tag me. Mm-hmm. So I had to start appreciating the people that I don't have to ask versus the people where I feel like you should be doing this off the strength. No one's obligated to support me at all, actually. Family, friend, boyfriend, like nobody, really. If I don't support me, I can't even expect y'all to even like what I got going on if it don't look like I like it myself. Right. So it started with me. And I have, like I said, I have to appreciate the people that, like, if I post something right now and say tag me, I know for sure it's 10 people off rip that's going to do it just because they seen my story. Right. It's those I have to appreciate more, because them the ones that actually, y'all clearly are waiting for me to do something. I can't be mad at y'all, especially when I'm not putting out consistently. I'm not doing this.
You know they always say, like, use those people as motivation. And that's like the cliche thing. Because I went through that, right? I went through it early, and that's what made me ask you that question. But I started to purposely market my show to people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's like I almost went into it like, I don't even care that if my people, because y'all probably not going to watch this shit anyway.
Like,
y'all just going to repost it.
Yeah.
But it started to really mean something to me, and I knew I had something when, like, I would get, and I talk about mental health a lot on my podcast. So it was like, I would get people that didn't even follow me, or I didn't follow them. DM, like,
them be the ones.
Remember I told you this morning, like, I have my notifications off because of that, though. It's dope to have that, but that shit does get overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm like, bro.
The more your shit grow, that shit's like, come on, my nigga, like, stop DMing.
Relax.
But it's like, I literally went into it, and then it made me feel better, because I used to hold a little resentment, like, damn, y'all can't buy a hoodie, or y'all can't just repost my shit. Like, y'all know I'm doing this shit on my own, out my own pocket. I don't got no funding, no nothing. And y'all can't even, but it's like, all right, bet, watch this. Like, now I'm going to make you a believer. You feel me? So I almost, like, looking back, I appreciate that side of it more than just somebody saying, oh, that's Justin's shit, let me repost it because I fuck with Justin.
But I had to check myself, because I was so stuck on doing that. My nigga Sleaze, Ralph, he checked me. I think it was one time I had asked him to repost my stuff, like, and he asked me to repost him. And I was like, okay, it's good. I'll post it on my promo page. And it was like, he said something like, for me, you got to support to be supported. I don't know exactly what had happened, but it was like, I think he was asking me to repost something of his. And I don't know if it was, I didn't purposely not repost it, but it was like, man, like, I'm so stuck on y'all reposting mine. I don't think I repost any of y'all shit. Like, so, I can't even be mad at y'all. But that's when I'm not, reciprocating the energy.
But that's commendable for you, though, because in order for you to receive that information and not take it personal, I think that says a lot to your maturity.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we all need those. Because like you say, I know, right? I'm a creative as well, so we get tunnel vision. We get locked into what we got going on.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get my stuff out.
Right, and I don't scroll Instagram, right? So it's like, if you don't DM it to me, I'm probably not going to see it. You feel me? So it's like, but I be feeling bad, like, damn, I ain't repost. Everybody reposts my shit, but I don't repost their shit. But then at the same time, it's like, y'all know my heart. Like, you feel me? If I see it, I'm gonna repost it. You feel me? So but that's dope that you accepted that, though, because not everybody accepts that.
Cause it was like I don't have many people. I love people like that to be in my life. So when he hit me with that, I wasn't mad at all. I was like, damn, you're right. Okay, I'll do better. I'll do better. I can't even be mad at that. I couldn't be upset at that. It wouldn't make sense for me to be mad.
Speaking of that, like, how many people do you keep close to you to help you with your creative process? Let's say if somebody had to say, Shekinah, that shit is trash. Like, do you have those type of people around you?
Oh, for sure. Okay, yeah. I have a few. Not too many, because I don't really care for, like, people's opinions. And like, if I'm not asking, I don't really care for it. But it is some people that I keep around. Tessa, Asante, Isaiah. It's people that I actually respect what they do enough to even get your opinion on what I got going on, because I see the consistency, and even when you're not like consistent, I know what you got. I know these people in real life. Mm-hmm. All these people's favorite artists, I know them. Mm-hmm. So it'd be like, it hit different when I can call that person. It's like, look, I'm feeling like this, and I know you feel me because you do the same thing that I do. Mm-hmm. I know, like for me, I'm in this writer's block. I feel like I can't write a song for nothing. I want to quit. And I know that this person is going to tell me exactly what I need to hear because you just felt like that yesterday. Mm. So I definitely I do my best. I'm definitely blessed to have people that are in the same field that I am and have them be so close to me. I can just call them. Mm. That's dope to me.
All right, so kind of like you said, the second part of that question is just like, what is your writing process and just creative process?
Side note, I really haven't written a song in a year.
Really?
Truthfully. And it's because I keep starting songs and I don't finish them.
What about Wishlist? That's
Wishlist, that was really a song I wrote a year ago. Wow. That was supposed to be out a year ago. But dates got, you feel me? I missed some dates. So it dropped this past Christmas. But that was supposed to be out a year ago. But usually when I write, it's no like set, like what I got to turn the lights off. Mm-hmm. I used to do that, but I tried not to make stuff. Over time, my methods have changed. I do my best to just let stuff be more natural now, where I don't feel like I have to force it. I just finished writing a song, and I do my best to let things now. With the first thing that comes to my mind, I put down. Mm. I used to try to make things like not even rhyme, but I used to try to make a song. This that don't sound right. Hold on, I gotta say this differently. Like, no, just let things flow. Mm. Because usually I've noticed when I let things just flow like that, the song is 10 times better. Mm. For real. But yeah, I have two people in particular besides him that I like have listen for real. Like, okay, I want to get your opinion. And I'm like, for me, if they say yes, I know it's good. I don't got to hear from nobody else. Right. Like my sister Tyra, I'll show her a song. She like it. Okay, good. Cause she gonna tell me if it's weak, she gonna let me know. So yeah, it's not too many people I get. Like I said, I don't like to get opinions from too many people. If I like it, I like it, and that's just it's gonna be. But
is there a reason why you don't write much, or is it writer's block, or is it like what?
It was writer's block. I'm back now, but it definitely was writer's block. I just wasn't, and I also feel like I had experienced life. I feel like I kept talking about the same things. Mm. The music I was making, I have a whole project in my phone right now, but with the space that I was in, I was sad. I was upset. I'm not there. I'm happy, actually. Like I'm in a different place in life now. I'm not depressed.
So does that make you hard to record those songs now?
It make it hard for me to put them out.
Really?
'Cause like now it's like, that's a dope song, but like I don't feel like that.
That's interesting because I'm okay. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people who watch me know I'm a huge fan of like Joe Budden's podcast, right?
Really?
Huge fan. That's like one of my inspirations when it comes to this. But it's funny because I used to listen to him musically also. Mm. Not as big of a fan of him in his podcast, but I'm just a hip hop guy. So I like rappers. Like I watch battle rap, all of that shit.
Okay.
Like, I like real rappers. But I hear him say, because he's one of the first artists to like be very vulnerable in his music.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Vulnerable, so that shit is like relatable to me. But I hear him say all the time now, like when he would have to record those songs and then go on tour, he's performing them songs, but he's not in that space no more.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like really channel that energy again.
Bro, I don't feel this.
But there's still people that can relate to it. Come on, the world got to hear that shit.
To consider that, because just this go around, that's been my thing this year. I'm like, look, regardless if I feel it or not, it's music, and I know somebody gonna feel it. I have to get myself out of that, because it's like if I don't. It's songs I don't perform because I don't like.
Really?
It's a song I have called "Lonely." I do not like performing that song because it makes me cry.
Really?
I don't like it.
But you don't think that's like?
I think it's dope. I have to like I said, being a listener as well as an artist, I love music like that. I love when my favorite artists get vulnerable like that and like can make me cry like that. So I have to consider my listeners that feel that way about me. Cause I get messages all the time that, oh, your song made me cry. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. It made me cry too. I wrote it. Like I was crying while writing it. So I can imagine that you cried while listening to it. But I don't know. I have to consider them people though, but I just don't feel it. I'm not sad. So it's like, I'm in a mode where I feel like, you feel me? It ain't fuck everybody, but I feel like, bro, I'm on my shit right now. I'm not depressed. I'm not suicidal. So I don't know. I could though.
Wait, you were at one point?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
For sure. It's not funny, but
really?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
We can. It's good.
You don't have to give me a timetable, but like, how far removed are you from that space?
I think the last time I've like had like a moment, because I feel like it don't be just like actions or like where I've attempted, because I have, but that's not what I'm talking about. I've had moments where like I felt like if I wasn't alive, who would be bothered? I feel like that's also a suicidal thought. Like it's not like for sure. So I feel like the last time I've had a thought like that was probably less than 2 years. Yeah. Last time I ain't attempted, and that's dumb long. Like I love my life. Like I don't think I ever, even when I felt like that when I was doing it, I never wanted to like really die. I just wanted to not be like experience what I was feeling.
Right.
I didn't want to live through what I was going through. I never wanted to like.
Was it a soul situation that had put you in that space, or was it just like a multitude of things?
A multitude, for sure. It was a couple things that just like I was like, look, why me? Like for real. But yeah, I feel like music saved my life. For sure. Music saved my life. If I wasn't doing music, I would not be here at all.
That's deep.
That's for sure. Now that I can stand by.
Is it the process of writing the music, the process of you having so much, the fact of you having so much left to do in music? Like what about music helps save your life? And you don't have to specify if you can't. I mean, it could just be a general.
It's really it's a couple things. I really love doing what I do. Like for real. I love performing. I love the feeling I get. I was just saying to him, like I just had a realization of why I don't like to smoke before I go on stage, because that's my high. Performing is my high. Because for the longest I didn't understand why. I'm like, why is that? Why can't I smoke before I go on stage? Last night or the show I just had proved it to me. I'm like, that's why. Because the feeling I get when I hit that stage is a better high than I could ever get from a drug. So it's a combination of that. I love writing. I love the feeling that I get when I finish a song. It's like I feel a combo. I feel like I just did a whole marathon. Yeah. For real. Like it's the energy. I could never, it's not about the money at all. That's my main thing too. I don't have to receive another penny from this. I really love what I do. And I put my last behind it. For sure.
Is music kind of what's helping you stay away from that dark space again?
For
because
sure.
I'm somebody who's dealt with depression, and I'm a huge mental health guy. I've had my highs and lows, and it's like, it's a never ending journey, right? And it's like, when people say, oh, I survived suicide, it's like,
I'm like, bro,
yeah, it's tough. That's tough to say, because you never know
you
what,
never
all it
stop.
takes is one trigger and you right back in the mirror having those thoughts, right?
Legit.
So it's like, is music something, because I know what it is for me that helps me stay out of that space. So is music something that continually going forward helps you, stay from making that left down that dark turn?
Yes, but at the same time, it'd be like no, because it'd be like, it was times like I said, I ain't wrote a song in a year. So it's like I have to keep myself motivated. My music does keep me motivated though, because it's like at the same time, if I haven't written a song, I'm still getting booked for shows, still doing interviews, still like doing like my little videos or whatever. So, and like I said, having friends that do what I do, and actually like them being my friends, I can really call them, that keeps me motivated more than if I stopped doing music today. Seeing my friend post her video would make me want to go get in the studio, literally. So it's way bigger than me, way bigger than me.
When it comes to the I don't want to say depression music, but the music you made in that state, like, what do you think the purpose of that music will serve, or do you know, or is it just gonna just stay in your hard drive? Yeah, for you personally, is it just one of those things that you got it out of you, and now it's like in the past?
That's what I be feeling like. Maybe like, is that it? Like, you feel me? Because honestly, when I started doing music, anything I was writing was really, like I said, the feeling I get when I finish a song, it's like I just had a therapy session. It's like I just got my feelings out. I don't feel it. Like for me, I might feel the same way tomorrow, but the bulk of those emotions are on paper now. So I don't have to feel them anymore because I just got over them. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, because I don't know.
Because that was, I don't want to keep going back to like the depression stuff, but it was just.
No, you could.
I thought of that when you were talking. It was just like, how do you get yourself out of, in the moment? Like, how did you, looking back in hindsight, how did you persevere through when you did feel, because you said one of your songs was called Alone. I'm assuming that you felt alone in that moment, right? So knowing that you felt alone in that moment, how do you get through it aside from music? Like, what else was there? Was there somebody? Was there something? Like,
it really
was it just you getting it on the paper?
Yeah, it really just be my music. Like, honestly, it had been so many things that happened in my life that I didn't like power through.
Do you feel like your music is one of the most reliable and dependable sources that you have to lean on?
That and God, for sure. God first, for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, cause like I know like it gotta be. I know my story for real. I know like for me, like I'm really not supposed to be the way I'm living right now. I ain't supposed to really be able to talk to you. I'm not supposed to be able to walk or talk or do nothing.
Why do you say that?
Because when I was born, the doctors diagnosed me with spina bifida. I was supposed to be confined to a wheelchair.
Really?
Yeah. They found a hole in my spine. Like, legit, it was a hole. Man. So, yeah. I'm not supposed to be able to tell you my name, walk, talk, nothing like that. Be in my right mind at all. They found fluid in my brain and a whole bunch of other stuff. So,
you know, you sure could have led the interview with this stuff.
I know.
I'm joking.
I know.
I'm joking.
I'm joking. forgetting this part of my life for real. I'm not gonna lie. It's a couple of things in my life that I'd be like.
But that's why I like the conversation side of it, though, because sometimes you uncover things like this.
Yeah.
So tell me more about this. So, at what point do you like? You're a miracle baby. Is there like physical therapy and stuff that you have to go through to get yourself back to this point, or did you just defy the odds? I just defied the odds.
Wow. To God be the glory. Like, for real. Because when my parents told the story, I guess repeat what my dad told me. When the doctors were telling my mom, like, you know, showing her like the baby wheelchairs and all that, my dad was sitting there laughing. I guess he was sitting there laughing at the doctor.
Was he already a preacher?
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad was sitting there just laughing at the doctor. I guess the doctor was telling my mom, like, you know, your husband's in denial. Like, I'm just showing you these pictures. And my dad kept like pointing to this plaque. Like, you feel me? This says license to practice. Practice. You're practicing.
That's a bar.
That means nothing that you're doing. Like, it's like no discredit to what you got going on, what you doing. But God got the last say. When it came
Your dad got some bars.
Oh,
man.
For sure.
What was the one he said earlier? Be for life, not of life, or something like that?
Be in the world, but not of the world.
In the world, not of the world. I'm still in that.
He got a couple of them.
But so how was mom in that moment? Do you know?
My mom, she told her she was just accepting all of it. She just was like, you know, didn't really. My mom grew up Jehovah's Witness, so my parents, they dynamic and how they were brought up were different. Wow. My mom don't even. She got most of that from my dad, I feel like, in my opinion. So she was just accepting, you know, being like trying to be realistic at the same time. I'm sure dealing with my dad at the time. Right. Heck, at this man just laughing at the doctor, and I'm trying to listen to what this man's trying to say about my kid.
Right.
So I'm sure she was just probably overwhelmed, just taking it all in. And my dad is like, look, no, whole time not believing nothing they saying. When it came time for me to be, you know, I was delivered. The doctor's looking at my charts like, hold on, whispering and whatever. There's no hole. There's no nothing. And I'm here today.
Wow. Shout out to that, man. Round of applause for that. So, I mean, that has to make you feel like you belong on this earth, right?
There's a reason. I can't quit on nothing I do. That would be a slap in the face to God himself, actually.
That's not pressure for you to feel like that?
No, I feel good. There's a reason because that just
I'm
makes
sorry,
me
I don't want to
like,
feel like a Debbie Downer.
Nah.
I'm in a good space too, believe it or not.
It makes me feel like no matter what doubt I have, there's absolutely no reason why I can't do what I do. Like I'm supposed to be here. So I can never feel like, oh, I'm not supposed to do this. There's something I'm supposed to be doing because I'm here. Against all that was the devil didn't try to put in front of me. God, keep on making it move, having me jump over it, go under.
I feel the same way.
Can't nothing touch me. I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm. I'm not getting wet, stroke, nothing. I'm just here. I'm still here.
That's dope, man. I can keep talking to you all day. So let's talk about the single first before we continue the conversation. Wishlist. Obviously, you just told me it was over a year old. What was the inspiration behind Wishlist? Because it's kind of contradicting. You know that, right?
Yeah. How so?
I don't want to be your missus is one of the bars. And it's like...
I wrote the song and I wasn't even in a relationship. So,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Look here.
How do you, I don't want to get too much in your business. But how do you handle that? Like writing your truth on a paper as opposed to how it affects the people around you, not just your boyfriend, but let's say if you're writing a bar about your upbringing and mom might feel away, like how do you handle that?
This is my truth. This is what I do. If you wanted to speak your piece, you want to say it differently, you get in the booth and you say your piece and how you want to say it. This is what I do. This is my way of expressing myself. Because if I didn't have this mic, I would have no one. It's the mic or God. And I don't really that's my way of expressing it. That's my way of talking. It's my therapy. So honestly, I feel like what I put in, and then to be very honest, although my music is definitely a reflection of me, I definitely write stuff that don't got nothing to do with me. Like where I know for a fact, I know 10 girls that are going to listen to this song and are going to love it.
I think that's
because it applies to them exactly.
I think that's a talent within itself. Too.
Yeah, I'm like, that's why I asked you earlier. I'm not just writing for me.
Right.
So I'm like, for me, I wrote a whole song about, like, I think I talked about getting money out of a nigga like 10 times in that song. I don't even, bro.
So what was the inspiration behind Wishlist before I rudely cut you off? My bad.
Really, it was no real inspiration. That's just what the beat made me feel. Like that was the first, like, I knew that it was meant. Well, really, it was meant for a Christmas, like it was supposed to be on a project. And the song, I think the name of the project was like Santa's like naughty list or something like that.
It was your project or somebody else's?
No, it was another person's project.
Oh, you were just gonna be featured on it.
Yeah, it was a compilation. There we go.
Got you.
So that's what it was surrounding that. So I'm like, I'm telling myself, okay, you can make a Christmas song, but not really a Christmas song. So the second I heard it, the first bar, I was like, Santa, I got a nigga on my wish list. And literally the whole song wrote itself. That was it. So it went like, mind you, it only became a Christmas song because I mentioned Santa. Right. This song is not a Christmas song at all. The video, of course, I played on it because it's that season. But it's really just personally me, that was more so for marketing. I could post that song every year now. Right. Just like I got the song for Valentine's Day. I could post that just for literally. It's for the time, for the vibe.
But see, for somebody like me, right? Even when you reached out to me, because obviously I told you when we first met that this was a lot. Just let me know whenever you're ready. And I'm glad that we got it done. Because I tell people that all the time, and I don't want them to think I just be talking. Because I mean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you first reached out to me, I appreciate artists that put thought and effort behind their music, right? We live in this microwave era where people are just throwing out songs, hoping they stick, hoping TikTok picks it up. But when you hit me, and then Lisa told me you were coming on her podcast, and then I saw you posting trailers to the video, and then so you had like a rollout to the song, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And just
I'm learning.
Hearing you talking about marketing and shit. I went to school for marketing, so it's like that's my passion. So it's like I always enjoy hearing artists that are just that respect the craft enough to put thought and effort behind it. Right. So with that being said, you got a project coming?
I do.
Do you know when?
It's coming. When it's coming?
Yeah, no rush.
I just shot a video yesterday.
Okay.
To a song. It's called 2-4.
Is it out yet?
No, it's dropping on 2-4.
Okay.
24th of January.
Okay.
And that was my like I said, I just finished that song. Just finished writing the song after me not writing a complete song in a year. So this is basically my comeback, and everything I said in the song is just like really for me. It was really just like for me, like a mantra to me. Like, look, you can't stop. You got to keep it going. And if last year you didn't do enough, make sure you do it this year. Whatever you felt like you didn't do it. And don't, like, for me, I felt like I was scared money don't make no money. And I feel like I was it was a lot of moments last year where I held myself back because, I don't really have it. Nah, it was at one point I was putting my last behind myself. And I feel like I need to get back to 16-year-old me where her passion was way different than what mine is now. It's not less, but I just feel like I was trying to get into it. I'm in it now. Mm-hmm. I'm not where I want to be, but I am where I wanted to be. Mm. So I feel like a little part of me may have got a little comfortable, and I don't like that. So
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Trust me, I feel you.
Yeah.
And I was just speaking to this college basketball team the other day, and I was just telling them, because it's a Division II school, so a lot of them felt like they were Division I players. They might have felt like they were a little bit of a failure or not as good as, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. A lot of them bounce back, and it's like, bro, every day is a job opportunity, right? Every day is a job interview. Mm-hmm. So, like, you never know whose hand you're shaking. You never know whose lives you're impacting. So the shit that you did in the past, whether good or bad, it really don't matter no more. It's like, what are you doing in this moment? You know what I mean? Where you at right now with it? You know, like, I can say, I was signing autographs in high school. I was this person. But it's like, it don't matter because I'm here.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, 15 for me. Shit. But it's like, I'm standing in front of you guys right now. You know what I mean? As somebody who walked in your shoes. And it's like, yeah, maybe you might have been one of the best players in your class at one point, or maybe the worst, and you had to work your way up. But at the end of the day, we're all here for a reason, right? Yeah. The universe didn't put us here by coincidence. We're all here for a reason. So it's like you said, it's like, fuck all that. Like, how do I fix the issues of whatever I had last time? Like, what did I misstep? What did I make a mistake? Where did I cat off at? Like, let me re-lock back in, and then that shit don't matter no more, because now, like you said, now you got a new milestone of where you're trying to get to, and then it's like, okay, now I got this goal of so many plays or so many views or whatever. Now I get there. Now what's next? And it's gonna continue to grow, because shit, when I touch 1 million, I want 1 billion.
Seriously, I'm telling you, because I felt like really it was like I said, I was holding myself back. It was like starting the song and wouldn't finish it. Me finishing this song made me look back at all them songs I wrote and didn't finish. I'm like, bro, I could have finished them. I just was like, I wasn't pushing myself. Like, if you mean, it's like, it was only so much push I could have gave myself. I understand that, because I don't like music. I don't like for it to feel like a chore or a job. I understand this is my job, but like the second it feel like I'm forcing it, that's when I pull away from it, because this is the reason why I love doing it so much, is because it is my fun. It's not just, it is work, but it don't feel like it. Right. When it feel like it, I don't want to do it, because that's not what it's supposed to be for me.
Amen to that. Before I let you go, talk about the importance of just having a team. I don't know if you have one right now, but if you have, or like, if you want one in the future, just speak on the importance of just having a team to help support, just the process of Shekinah getting where she wants to go.
I'm definitely I'm building it slowly but surely, for sure. Because I feel like I went so long with like thinking like I had to do it on my own and really not wanting help. The help I did get was like underhand. It was like just, ulterior motives. So it was like at one point I didn't want help. I just wanted to do it by myself. And it actually felt good doing it by myself. Getting it done with just off the strength of me and God may only push the idea that I can do it alone. Till it got to a point where, look, I actually don't know how to do this. I have to reach out to somebody. And I feel like that got me out of my comfort zone. So I feel like I'm more accepting of help now. Cause I know I can't do it by myself. Like, look, somebody is getting paid, or their job is to do exactly what I need to be done. And you do it in the same way that I do what I do. Go ahead and do it. What you need? What kind of what you need? What you want? So, yeah, I'm definitely looking to build my team a little more, and it's like, also with having that, still leaving space for me to learn and be able to do what I need done. Just like we were saying, like with me engineering, like I made a beat for myself before. I did not entertain that anymore than just that beat, but I would love to know how to do my own, like shoot my own video. I see it all the time. So I'm like, I know it's not hard. It's just actually me putting my foot out there and jumping in that water.
That's the first step, man. My mentor gave me I always tell people the best advice he ever gave me was when I first jumped into entrepreneurship. And like I said, I'm going on 3 years in April. And it's just like, you can't be scared to fail. That was the first thing he told me. He really wrote me a list of like 15 things, and number one was like, you can't be scared to fail. Everything starts as an idea. So like the iPhone and shit was just an idea. So you never know where that idea can get you if you don't try it. And it's like, if it don't work, knock yourself off and try again. Like straight up. Well, this was dope, man. Is there anything else you got for us before we sign out? Any words for the people? Any words to yourself? Any words to shout outs? Anything like that?
I would like to shout out my promotion page with my brother. It's Rap House Media, 2 P's on a rap. That was really dope. He got me on board with that. We've been having it run ever since. I'm also selling T-shirts for my song Say Less. We got merch out now, and my clothing line is coming whenever, but it's coming. And that's it right now.
Well, Shekinah, I appreciate you pulling up. Like I said, it's an open door, so that means you got to come back and see me when it's time for that project.
It's good.
I like the song. Obviously, I told you your energy and everything from when we first met. So whatever you need from me, whatever I can help with, don't hesitate. If it's to repost something, you know I'll do it. Whenever I see the fucking DM,
right.
That shit be just too much for me, man. But yeah, man, this was dope. I appreciate you coming down. Whenever you want to pull up, it's good.
For sure.
That's a wrap.